Welcome to PLUSone VR, the series where I look at the free PSVR games on PlayStation Plus and tell you if they're right for you. After all, the games may be free, but your time is valuable. January's free VR game is Starblood Arena, a 2017 multiplayer shooter made by White Moon Dreams. You take control of one of a handful of unique characters, each of whom pilot a unique mech ship with unique weapons, stats, and special attacks. Think Overwatch, but in zero gravity. Enemies will be everywhere, and it's up to you to make sure you take them out no matter what position that puts you in. This means that you could be shooting enemies while sideways or even upside down. It's all relative. I had feared that this range of motion would be insanely disorienting, but surprisingly, the game felt fluid for me almost immediately. There are a few moments of disconnect though, because your head tracking controls your aim and your muscle memory is going to want to use the right stick to aim instead, but once you retrain yourself, you're in for an enjoyable experience. The matches are short and sweet, although the loading screens in between the matches make you wait longer than I would like, and there's no next match option, so you have to load the menu up, then get back into the lobby, and then start the match, and that kind of breaks the pace up a little bit. When you are in a match, the game gives you a ton of medals for multi-kills, vengeance kills, and so on, which keeps you feeling positive even when you suck, and the progression comes quick enough to keep you wanting more. You can unlock perks as you continue to play that slightly improve your character, but the in-game currency is only spent on cosmetics. It's all balanced so that playing more rewards you, but does so in a way that keeps new players on a mostly even playing field. Again, it's a great experience once you've warmed up to it. That experience, however, isn't without some key flaws. The first issue is the game's level design. In short, while you can learn to orient your character without issue pretty quickly, it's very hard to orient yourself to these maps. They're usually these massive, open rooms that somehow also feel restricting. One map, for example, is predominantly red, which both makes it hard to tell where you are, and it makes it hard to fully see your enemies sometimes if they're on the red team. More on that later. Other maps are better in this regard, but they still feel very unmemorable because of a lack of defining set pieces or landmarks or any sort of design that you're used to with shooters. Plus, with spot-on head tracking and so many wide open areas, there's not many places to hide, and whoever gets the first hit tends to win without issue. All of that obviously eases up with time and experience, but that leads into the second problem, which is the spawns. No matter where you are, because the game is so open in design, you're very likely to spawn next to an enemy at some point. On one hand, this does lead to easy kills, but since your spawn invincibility ends almost immediately upon moving, it also means you'll get spawn killed a lot. Even in the team-based modes, this happens far more frequently than I would like. Speaking of those modes, let's discuss the game modes that are available. There's a co-op horde mode, offline play against bots, a free-for-all deathmatch, and 2 team modes. A team deathmatch, and gridiron mode, which is sort of space rugby. You take the ball and try to shoot it or run it into the enemy goal. These modes are all incredibly hectic and incredibly fun, even despite the issues I mentioned a moment ago. Once you fully understand the HUD, even something like tracking the gridiron ball through space becomes part of this tight gameplay loop. I do wish that lives lasted a bit longer though. It can be really hard to figure out where you're getting shot from, and even by the time you get close to figuring it out, you're probably already dead. I haven't yet mentioned the biggest, most random issue I have with Starblood though. In team modes, no matter which team you are, red or blue, your allies are blue and your enemies are red. Imagine my confusion when I, a member of the red team, spent a good chunk of my first team match shooting the blue guys and not doing any damage, only to realize by shooting at my buddy Brax that, oh crap, I've been shooting my allies this whole time. That's made even more confusing when in Gridiron you could seemingly be on the red team but have to shoot the red guys while taking the ball and shooting it into— wait, which goal do I shoot it into? Is the red one the one that I should aim for, or is that my goal? What? I want to stress again though, once you get past that pretty questionable design choice, the game is a ton of fun and it has so much promise. I legitimately feel that with some tweaks here and there, some stronger level design maybe, etc., Starblood could be the big breakout hit that would hook people onto PSVR. It wasn't all that hard to find a match at most points, and every Wednesday some of the dev team will come online for a community night. I would really like to see this game gain some traction because of PS Plus and breathe some new life into it. The pieces are mostly here to make a true grand slam for PSVR, they just need to be rearranged a little bit. if you're looking for a good VR game to play with friends, plus one Starblood to your collection for sure. I would say that you're in for a treat, even if that treat does have some sour spots. There's still a lot more that I want to say about this game, so later this week I'm going to join my buddies over at Crymore Gaming for a full review of Starblood Arena. You can check that out by clicking the end card right there on your screen, and while you're looking at that end card, make sure you subscribe for more PlayStation Plus reviews and more.